Morning. So, yesterday was Anzac Day, so day off. It's now 6:30 on Tuesday morning, and we're training. So, a bit wet, but ain't gonna stop us. So the days of parents and people phoning up and there's training on, a lot of people will resonate with this, coaches especially and technical directors. The amount of phone calls and text messages that you receive, you know, a little bit of drizzle, because that's what it is essentially, is a drizzle. We have had a decent drenching, but it's drizzling at the moment. Parents are like, is it on? We don't have them anymore. Stopped all that. Another thing I stopped. So we train. Unfortunately, if you're going to play in the A-League or you're going to play in the Premier League or whatever league you want to play in, and I'll use the Premier League as an example, 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, it starts raining, you're playing. Unless there's a monsoon. If it's snowing, you're playing. So this is what we equip players for, and this is what we keep talking about, is ensuring that we equip the players, male and female, for what is potential to come. So yeah, you're going to train and you're going to play in the rain, that's it. So get on with it. Take the gloves off, take the hat off, take the skins off. This is what it's all about. So I'm just about to head to the front of the college, as is our customary stock standard morning routine, to greet the players as they come in and the staff. We do shake people's hands to make sure that we do things properly. So just professionalism and courtesy, to be honest with you. I'm just seeing the players getting out of cars now, so wonderful when you see players don't have to be here till 7:15 and they're here early. This is what we're talking about. So I'll leave it here. I'll get some footage of players turning up, and then I'll cut back in when we're in with the sports science testing. So Bruno's back in with that this morning. Okay, see you in a bit. Morning, Noah.
Morning.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Not bad, Tot. Morning, Felix. Morning, ladies.
Morning. Morning.
Morning. Morning. Morning. Morning. Morning. Toby. Gibbo. Henry. Eli. Morning. Tommy. All right. Damien. Hi. Morning. Morning, Nate. Luca.
Daniel, what is your swag one?
Oh, it's at home. Yeah.
Oh, okay. minutes is starting right now. Ready, Ollie?
Let me move.
The first one. Name again.
My mum is so bad. Oh, she's not juice.
Okay, so you've just seen some footage of the sports science testing with Bruno. So that's stock standard on a Tuesday morning. So all the boys and girls from under 11s and above, they've got their own polar GPS devices, heart rate monitors, etc. So Bruno extracts the data from that, or them, uploads it to a platform. You've seen the thermo imaging of the muscles, which we do. Dare say there probably isn't many clubs in Queensland, probably in Australia, that do that type of thing on a weekly basis with their players, especially youth players. So again, part and parcel of what we're about as a club, which is the holistic approach for athlete and player management to ensure we're getting the maximum output for the players on a weekly basis. So from that we'll have a report which will be compiled by Bruno and his team, which will come through probably about lunchtime, to be fair, just before we head out for this afternoon's training, which commences it's 12:30, so just after lunch, and we have them till 4:30, so it's a big block. But we'll find out which players are well rested, the ones who aren't, the ones who aren't recovered properly, and then we'll be advised by Bruno to curtail specific training in order for the players to be able to recover. So I'll spin the camera around now because the babies are actually out in the field working, and when I say babies, it's sort of under 8s, under 9s. So we've got Ben and Adam working with the babies, and then Bart with the under 9s, the actual under 9s team. I think there's a couple of sprinkling of the girls in there as well, so we'll flick around and show you.
There we go. Start that hand here, wide up, and then we're going to drop in the show feet. Up we go, drop in the show feet. Good boy, let him make the pass. Now make the pass, Finley, up we go, play. Beautiful, can we control? Now we go forward. There we go. Find the teammate again.
If you can't, find his feet. I can still get that ball. Yeah?
Excellent. Yes.
Hey, we're going to get that down. Bring it. Okay. Ready? Nice, and move again, Clint. Don't stand still. Got to keep looking for it, Damien. Keep now, buddy. Keep now. Head up.
Higher.
Okay, so that gives you an idea of what we're about on a Tuesday morning for the new ones who are just sort of following us recently. Got a little bit of condensation starting in the camera lens, so I'll check it shortly to make sure that this footage was able to be viewed. We've got some heavy machinery coming in. I think it's to lift the new changing facilities and shower facilities in place, which is great because this weather we bloody need it. So now I've come under the shade out of the rain, not because I'm frightened of the rain, but because I don't want the camera getting wet and getting ruined. So as I said to you earlier on, having the players out in these conditions, and we're not being harsh, this is part and parcel of the learning process, because they've got to play in these conditions, they've got to learn to play in the conditions and be able to mentally stay tuned in these conditions as well. So we've all been there as a youngster and it's lashing down with rain or freezing cold, and you stood around a little bit because it's stop start and you start to switch off. So, and it's good for the coaches to coach the players in these conditions as well, just to keep them stimulated and understand that they've got to keep them switched on, because as we know, critical times in the game where goals are scored, you know, the sort of first few minutes of the game, last 5 minutes of the first half, first few minutes of the second half, and certainly the last 5 minutes of the game. So statistics will share that, because show you that. And again, I'm one of them people that does look at them types of things. So anyway, I'm heading back to the library where the testing's taking place, because the heavy machine's behind me and I don't want to get in anybody's way. But also we've got a conversation with the boys and girls, because we've got some competition coming up as well. So we want to organise them and make sure we brief them properly on what the next 28 days or so is going to look like for them. So right, it is definitely fogging up the lens, so I'm going to cut here. I might have to cut this bit out.